This has been a bit of a dust-up over the past 2 days. Paul Ryan now responding to critics of his $6 trillion budget cut proposal, including a plan to overhaul Medicare. First, the White House the House Budget Committee chair, talking about the president's push for higher taxes on wealthy Americans. He says it's not going to help the economy. First, Paul Ryan.
The math is really clear. The government cannot close its enormous fiscal gap by simply taxing the rich. This gap grows by trillions of dollars of each year, representing tens of trillions in unfunded promises to future generations that the government has no plans to keep.
All right, so that was from yesterday. Now today, Republican Senator John Barrasso, also a doctor with me now. He's an orthopedic surgeon live from the Hill. And, sir, welcome back, your senator, to
Thanks,
America's
Bill.
Newsroom. I want to play a clip. Newt Gingrich is on Meet the Press on Sunday morning, and that caused a whole lot of headlines to ripple across the country. Yesterday, he put this on a YouTube clip that a bit clarifies things. Listen.
I am completely opposed to the Obamacare mandate on individuals. I am for the repeal of Obamacare, and I'm against any effort to oppose a federal mandate on anyone because it is fundamentally wrong and I believe unconstitutional.
All right, now detractors said he was not that clear on Sunday, and now you get the clarification yesterday. What about all this, sir?
Well, I got to tell you, Bill, I practiced medicine for 25 years in Wyoming, and we need to save and to strengthen Medicare. It's on an unsustainable course, and we really got a wake-up call just Friday when Medicare's actuary said, it's going to be broke and bankrupt even sooner than we think. In just 13 years, we have to do something.
Okay,
and,
now what
the Democrats
is that
want to scare people?
Do you support what Gingrich said is that the media is characterizing his comments in the wrong way? And he says the media is trying to paint this a Newt Gingrich issue versus a Paul Ryan issue. All that to the side, do you support what Paul Ryan put forth in the House a few weeks back?
I do support what Paul Ryan is doing. He made a legitimate, serious proposal to deal with a legitimate and serious problem that America is facing. I'm not here to either endorse or to criticize any of our presidential candidates, but I'm here to tell you we need to do something, and just scaring Americans about Medicare is not the way to go. We need real solutions. We need to solve this problem, and Paul Ryan's approach does nothing to impact Medicare on anybody 55 or above, but it does talk about people 54 and below and ways that we can strengthen the program and give people more choices. I mean, for me, I would like to have more choices when I hit Medicare age. I think that people of that age ought to have an opportunity to select the same level of options that members of Congress get. I think that's a way to look at solving this problem.
Well, we call on you often on this topic because you're a doctor. I mean, that was your field before you became a member of Congress. Now, what Ryan says is that his idea is not radical at all. He claims what is radical is kicking the issue down the road even further. And we can't afford that.
I agree with him, because we now know that Medicare is going to be bankrupt in 13 years, which is why I'm so critical of the president's health care law, which took $500 billion from our seniors on Medicare, not to save and strengthen Medicare, but to start a whole new government program for someone else. And then the president in his health care law set up something called the Independent Payment Advisory Board, which in the recent speech, the president has basically doubled down on additional cuts to Medicare providers, which to me is going to limit the ability of people on Medicare to find doctors and to get care. Bill, doctors all around the country are running away from Medicare patients, and I think what the president's proposing is making it worse.
All right, well, whomever gets the nomination, whether it's Newt Gingrich or Mitt Romney, whoever it is on the Republican side, this will be a significant issue in the campaign next year. And
I think it will
when
be.
you think about this, is this a referendum on health care reform, or do you think the changes in the law are already starting to soak into the American culture and society?
Well, still a majority of Americans want us to repeal and replace this health care law. People understand after either looking through it, as Nancy Pelosi said, first you have to pass it before you get to find out what's in it. As more and more people find out what's in it, as they talk to doctors and nurses, they realize this is going to be bad for patients, bad for providers, the nurses and the doctors who take care of those patients, and terrible for our taxpayers, Bill.
Well, the American people will fight this out at the ballot box, and it will be fascinating to watch. Senator, thank you. John Barrasso there, U.S. Senator, on the Hill with us today. Thanks for coming back.
Thanks,
okay?
Bill.
You got it.
Thank
20
you.
minutes past. Allison.